So in my usual videos, I was trying to emphasize like how me and my family have been overcoming obstacles associated with ALS. Um, this video, I wanted to do something a little different. A lot of you probably have, I don't know, some of you, I'm guessing, have questions about like how I'm doing or what's going on with me specifically, and maybe you don't want to ask them just for you know, you're respecting my privacy. I kind of wanted to break that taboo a little bit and explain what's going on. And um, I guess I have the fortune of being able to do that because I have a milder case of the disease than most get. So um, there's I'm not going to claim any bravery here. Um, if I seem optimistic or happy, it's because I'm not going through the ringer like most people with this disease are doing at this time. That can change at any time. So let me just get started. Talk about what it's been doing to me. Well, I've got lower limb onset ALS, which means it hit my legs and feet first, and I was diagnosed at the age of 50, 50 plus 7 months. I was told you have the evidence suggests you strongly probably have ALS. The reason why I say it like that is because there's no test for ALS. You can't you can't draw blood and see something in the blood that says ALS. You have to like put all the evidence together, and you have to do a bunch of get a bunch of negative tests for other things that they do have tests for. Um, and that's how the diagnosis process works. It's very aggravating to many people. Some people go undiagnosed for a year or more while they're getting worse and worse. My diagnosis occurred probably about a year and a half after I first developed symptoms. The first symptoms were cramps in my legs, unexplained cramps that would sometimes wake me up in the night. Um, that moved on to weakness. I could not run the distances I was able to run before. And if I did a good weekend of yard work, I wouldn't be sore just Monday. I'd be sore like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from the yard work. So I got a clue after that was going on that something was not right, and we started visiting doctors and trying to find out what was going on. And basically, we exhaust every each doctor we went to. We exhausted the possibilities, and they recommended someone who might be closer to the issue, a specialist. And eventually, I was told to go to a hospital that does research in neuromuscular disorders. No one was going to say ALS to me at that time. They probably were thinking that, and it's a hot potato. No one wants that potato. Um, but I think my diagnosis process went a little faster than most. I've heard some stories about taking years to find out definitively. Um, so year and a half after I first started noticing these little annoyances and inconveniences, I was told you you have the strongest possibility of having ALS. It could be other things. There are other diseases that could cause these behaviors, but they're actually rarer than ALS. And it just didn't look like that, and that's still the opinion that I'm still on track as a slow progressing ALS person. Um, so, like I said, it was lower limb onset. It started in my legs and feet, and let me just show you kind of what it's been doing. Let me see if I can take the camera and move it down here and point at my feet. I don't know if it'll come out great. Let's see. Okay, there's my foot. It's pretty, doesn't look really bad, but it's a lot. It doesn't look normal. Um, the lack of mobility there is caused some circulation problems, I guess. So I got the feet are chronically swollen. This is on a good day. I swam the other day, and that kind of helps. But I generally just go around the house with socks on, and when I'm out and about with shoes, I don't tie them. I keep them untied because it's too uncomfortable to keep them tied. All right, so that's my feet. And I don't know if you can see my leg. I'm not going to take off my PJ bottoms, but kind of want to illustrate what's going on here. Um, it's not a really good picture. I'm trying to get. Oh, okay, so there. You can see there's not much going on there. I've lost a lot of muscle in the leg. Um, the upper leg, especially, like right above the knee, it's almost skin and bone. There's very little muscle there. Um, and I won't show you my backside, but my backside has lost quite a bit of muscle too. You can see I'm sitting on a pad. So the muscle loss in the backside has actually made it very uncomfortable for me to sit in a, a normal chair for any length of time and be comfortable. So I found this great pad. I got another one right here that has a little gap for my tailbone to float. That's helped out a lot. I work 8 hours a day. I'm an engineer and I work remotely, and it's not even a novelty in the pandemic era. But I'd started working remotely before the pandemic, so I was all set for it. Um, but this pad has let me just I can sit in this office chair for most of the day and be reasonably comfortable. So I'm very fortunate. That's the extent of the muscle loss. Oh well, I don't walk. Kind of left that little tidbit out. I've gotten kind of used to it. Um, so early 2017, I was diagnosed, and I had to get around with various means. First a cane, then braces on my ankles and calves, which helped out a lot actually. I was able to let me walk the dogs a little longer than I would have. I really miss walking the dogs. I used to do it every single night, rain or stars. I was out there. And that was our time, me and the dogs. Um, haven't done that in about a good 4 years. Um, but after braces and cane came a scooter here, which I don't know if you can see it. We started using the scooter for excursions, like when I needed to be out for a great length of time. It's got my sock on it. But it's just a regular scooter. You see a lot of people using them who have mobility issues. Um, uh, but the scooter's not always convenient, so I started using a walker. And a walker, it was emotionally difficult to start using it. Um, I actually packed it in my car and took it to work for about a week and left it in the car because I didn't want to go in the building with a walker. That it was just that was a big change for me. I've seen other canes in the building. Like I work at a large company. There was probably 1,000 people in that building. Seen a handful of canes in there, including mine, but no one else was trucking around with a walker. So that was hard. But once I did it, I was grateful. The walker saved me so much energy. I was after like before the walker, I was so tired at the end of the day caning around. I had hip problems, etc. The walker changed that. It doubled my energy essentially. And me and the walker were a ubiquitous pair for a good year and a half. I got a lot of mileage out of that walker. But the disease progressed, and eventually the walker, I can go shorter and shorter distances on it. And then around December of 2019, I just had to stop. Like, at that point, I was just using a walker in the house. I can use it to move from my home office here to the bathroom and back. Um, that was getting hazardous. I was like at the end of that trip, my legs were ready to topple over. So no walking for that length of time, a little over a year now, and so in the house, the electric scooter, which I just showed, and I don't know if it can be seen. It's in the background now. Let me see if I can swing around. push this out of the way. There's my wheelchair. That sucker is great. I showed it in other videos. It's a Tylite wheelchair made right here in the United States. I think it's made in Washington State. Um, it's pure titanium. They're very expensive, but they're super strong and light. And I got that guy on eBay for about a third the cost of a new one. So that has actually opened a lot of avenues for me. I can go anywhere there's a ramp. Um, with the walker, like I said, I was unable to go anywhere anymore. It got me a lot of places, but now with the wheelchair, anywhere that's disabled friendly with ramps and handrails, I can go. I can go to my gym. I can go into work. I can go grocery shopping. Um, that wheelchair has been amazing. So it's weird I'm bragging about a wheelchair, but um, this particular model I can actually disassemble after I get into the car and then pull the parts in after myself. So I don't need anybody to go anywhere. It's freed me, and I can't say enough about it. You know we live in a good age. I don't know if that wheelchair existed 10 years ago. It's it's great.